If you watch the debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, and you're in the oil industry, whether as an investor or you're in the business, you are probably wondering, what does a Biden presidency look like for the oil and gas industry? I get this question all the time. Hey, Sean, if I invest in oil and gas, what does it look like with Biden in office? Okay. And so I want to talk about that. And I want to talk about last night's debate and what Biden was talking about when he mentioned the Green New Deal and the Biden plan. Let's watch.
I actually have studied your plan, and it includes upgrading 4 million buildings, weatherizing 2 million homes over 4 years, building 1.5 million energy-efficient homes. So the question becomes, the president is saying, I think some people who support the president would say that sounds like it's going to cost a lot of money and hurt the economy.
What it's going to do is going to create thousands and millions of jobs, good-paying jobs.
But let him finish, sir.
He doesn't know how to do that.
$100 billion.
The fact is, it's going to create millions of good-paying jobs, and these tax incentives to people for people to weatherize, which he wants to get rid of. It's going to make the economy much safer. Look how much we're paying now to deal with the hurricanes. By the way, he has an answer for hurricanes. He said maybe we should drop a nuclear weapon on them. They may.
I never said that.
That's
at all.
he did say.
You made it up.
And here's the deal.
You make up.
We are going to be in a position where we can create hard, good jobs by making sure the environment is clean and we all are in better shape. We spend billions of dollars on floods, hurricanes, rising seas. We're in real trouble. Look what's happened just in the Midwest with these storms that come through and wipe out entire sections and counties in Iowa. They didn't happen before. They're because of global warming. We make up 15% of the world's problem. But the rest of the world, we've got to get them to come along. That's why we have to get back into the Paris Accord.
All right, gentlemen.
Wait a minute, Chris. So why didn't he do it for 47 years? You were vice president. Why didn't you get the world? China sends up real dirt into the air. Russia does. India does. They all do. We're supposed to be good. And by the way, he made a couple of statements. The Green New Deal is $100 trillion.
That is not
$20 billion.
my plan.
That's
the Green New
you want to
Deal
rebuild every
is
building.
not my plan.
All right, thank you.
The Green New Deal will pay for itself as we move forward. We're not going to build plants that, in fact, are great polluting plants.
So do you
We're going to
support
build
the Green New Deal?
Pardon me?
Do you support that?
No, I don't support the Green New Deal.
Oh, you don't? Oh, well, that's a big statement.
I support
that means you
the
just
Biden.
lost the radical left.
I support the
don't.
Biden plan that I put forward.
Okay.
The Biden plan, which is different than what he calls the radical Green New Deal.
A couple of things to take away from what was said there. Okay. Number one, Biden is always pandering to his base. Okay. He focuses on global warming because that's the number one concern of his voters, of his base, is global warming. Okay. It's climate change. That's the number one. Okay. Now, he is trying to connect global warming and climate change to fossil fuels. And he is connecting the fires that are happening around the world right now, the storms, the hurricanes, all of these dangerous storms are coming from global warming. So in other words, Biden is saying, look, guys, if you vote for me, I'm going to save the world. If you vote for Donald Trump, he's going to destroy the world. And fossil fuels is causing hurricanes. It's causing fires. It's destroying the world. So we gotta take out oil, and I have a plan. Okay? And the plan is green technology. That's going to replace it. And so, of course, he's going to focus on green tech because that's the only way he's going to get in office. And that's the only way he differs from Donald Trump. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the reason why he's always talking about green technology is because he's pandering and catering to the special interest groups. A lot of the money that comes into his campaign or into his family's pocket, like Hunter Biden or any other family member, comes from the Middle East, comes from Russia. Russia and Saudi Arabia hate American oil because they had control up until Trump came in office. When Trump came in office, he made America the world's biggest oil producer, outproducing Russia and Saudi Arabia for the first time. Because of that, oil prices dropped down to $40 a barrel, okay? And so the agenda that Russia and Saudi Arabia have is to flood the markets with enough oil to keep oil prices at $40 a barrel, because the break-even point for shale is $60 a barrel. And so if they could keep it low enough to where it's profitable enough for them to survive and for shale to die, that's the plan. So Russia, Saudi Arabia, and all of the Middle East, along with Biden's plan, is to bankrupt U.S. shale oil. Now, does that sound American? Well, it makes sense to some 20-year-old that doesn't know any better, that doesn't know what oil is, okay? But they don't know the history of oil. They don't understand, hey, we started with wind turbines, with windmills. We used wind energy, but then we found out that wood makes a much better source of energy for trains. They were converting, using wood to make steam to use for locomotives. And then they discovered that coal is actually more dense than wood, giving it faster speeds and cheaper fuel, okay? And then they discovered oil. Oil is even denser than wood and coal. And so that revolutionized the farming industry. We went from one family farm producing enough for maybe 10 people to one family farm with a tractor producing enough for 1,000 people. It changed the world. Now we have more food than we've ever dreamed because of fossil fuels, because of oil, okay? Now Biden's trying to get us to believe that fossil fuels is evil, okay? Biden, and let's say, look, is green tech cleaner? Yes, it is. But the problem with green technology, first off, it doesn't work. And if you believe it works, then you believe Tesla. Tesla is a multi-billion-dollar company. Elon Musk is a multi-billionaire, and they don't make money by telling the truth. I mean, he came out and said, "Hey, our battery is not ready yet." This battery that everybody was telling people, get on my YouTube channel, say, "Hey, the new battery that Elon Musk is creating, it's gonna change the energy markets, and we're not gonna need fossil fuels anymore." Well, first off, so far from the truth, and his stock dropped $50 billion because he had to admit to the fact that the battery failed. Okay, Germany. Look at what they did with green tech. They spent billions and billions of dollars just to find out it doesn't work. Okay? And so Biden doesn't care about he doesn't care about the planet. He cares about winning the presidency, and he cares about lining his family's pocketbooks with money. And he's catering to his base, whether it's his voters or his special interest groups. Green technology for him is a catalyst to make him become president. Okay? Trump is fossil fuels, Biden is green. I like green tech. It would be great to not have to use oil and use 100% electricity. But the problem is our grid lines can't handle. Right now, our grid lines need to be upgraded. Half of the electricity from the time it gets from the power plant to our house, we lose 50% of it in the transmission lines. Those transmission lines need to be upgraded. And then on top of that, if we don't have enough, if our transmission lines need to be upgraded now, imagine everyone having a Tesla and plugging it in. And first off, Teslas are only affordable because on a small scale, okay, on a small scale with a tremendous amount of subsidies from our government, it makes it affordable. You multiply that times 50 million. Now, the lithium that they mine into the ground is going to become more expensive because they're competing with cell phone manufacturers, and so now batteries are going to be way more expensive. And if they start using it for wind energy to store it at night, so they can have power at night, which is when we use power the most, nobody's going to be able to afford electricity anymore. Oil is more dense than wind and solar power panels. And not only that, if you compare a gas well to a wind turbine, you would need 400% more acres than what one gas well. 400 acres. You would need 400 acres to power what one gas well can do. You would need, if you compare solar power panels to nuclear, you would need 700 times more acreage for solar power panels than you would for a nuclear power plant. There's not enough land to power America, to power the world. There's just not enough land out there. It just doesn't work, guys, okay? And so here's the deal. If Biden gets in office, he's going to ban fracking. And fracking is what made the American oil and gas industry the biggest it's ever been. But if he bans fracking, in other words, developing shale, every well that we drill in between now and the time Biden gets in office and he actually passes the laws, which that could be 2 or 3 years from now, if he does win. A big if. If he does win, it could be 2 to 3 years from now. So that means in between now and the day that the laws passed, every well that's drilled in between now is going to be far more valuable when he passes a fracking ban. So right now is the time to develop, okay? Right now is the time to get involved in oil and gas. If you have any questions, feel free to call me. My name is Sean Pruitt, president of Kingdom Exploration. If you like this channel, please subscribe. In the description below, I'll have my information. And we'll talk soon. Thanks.